I stood beside my father's grave, rain soaking my black dress, my fingers numb around a wilted white rose. "Lena, breathe," Clara whispered. "I am breathing," I said, though my chest felt locked. The priest spoke, but I heard nothing except the thud of soil hitting the coffin. "He's really gone," I muttered. Clara squeezed my arm. "Your dad loved you. Everyone knows that." "I didn't even say goodbye properly," I said. "You were there every day," she insisted. I shook my head. "It doesn't feel enough." Ethan stepped closer, placing an umbrella over me. "You don't have to be strong today." I looked at him. "If I fall apart, everything disappears." "I won't let that happen," he said softly. Aunt Margaret cleared her throat. "Lena, when this is over, we need to talk." "About what?" I asked. "Legal matters." "She's not ready," Ethan said. Margaret's eyes tightened. "She's stronger than you think." "Later, please," I said. People left one by one. Clara said, "You can stay with me tonight." "She'll come with me," Ethan said. "I don't want to be alone." "You won't be." At the car, I whispered, "Dad, I don't know how to do this." "You don't have to know today," Ethan said. Inside, he held my shaking hands. "I'll handle the company," he said. "That's my father's life. And your future." At home, Clara frowned. "Something feels off." "Nothing feels real," I said. Ethan said, "Sign nothing tonight." "Thank you," I whispered. Later, I asked, "What about the company board?" "They'll listen to me. They don't know me well." "That's why I'm here." "Lena should be present," Clara said. "She's grieving." "I'm sitting right here," I snapped. "I'm sorry," I added. After she left, I lay awake, staring at the ceiling. Every sound felt wrong. Every shadow felt heavy. I whispered my father's name again and again, hoping grief would soften. I closed my eyes, trusting the wrong hands to guide me. The next morning, Ethan took my hand. "You don't have to worry anymore," he said. "I'll take care of everything." I believed every word. After the funeral, Ethan never left my side. "You shouldn't be alone," he kept saying. "Not now." I nodded because silence hurt less than arguing. When we got home, he made tea and placed a stack of papers on the table. "Just routine," he said. "Temporary things." I didn't read them. My hands shook too much. "You trust me, right?" he asked. "Of course I do," I said quickly. "I'm just tired. That's why I'm here," he replied. "Let me handle the heavy stuff." Aunt Margaret came the next morning. "Lena, we need to talk privately." Ethan smiled. "She's still fragile." "I can speak for myself," I said, though my voice cracked. Margaret slid a folder toward me. "These are control agreements." Ethan touched my shoulder. "Later." "Later becomes never," she said. I whispered, "I don't understand any of this." "That's exactly why you shouldn't rush," Ethan said gently. "Signs so things stay stable." Margaret looked at me hard. "Your father wanted you involved." "My father's gone," I said. "Please stop." Ethan exhaled slowly. "See? She's overwhelmed." I signed again. Days blurred. Ethan answered my calls, opened my mail, spoke for me. "You're grieving," he said whenever I hesitated. "People will take advantage of you." "Aren't you people?" asked once. He laughed softly. "I'm the only one who won't." When I cried at night, he held me. "You're strong," he whispered. "Just not right now." Margaret called again. "Lena, your shares." "I know," I said. Ethan explained. "That's what scares me," she replied. I hung up and stared at my phone. "Why does everyone doubt you?" I asked him. "Because they don't love you," he said. "I do." I apologized. "I'm sorry I'm difficult." "You're not," he said. "You're hurt." Another document appeared. One last signature. "What is it?" I asked. "Authority transfer," he said. "Only until you're better." "And if I never get better?" I joked weakly. "Then I'll protect you forever." I signed. That night, I overheard him on the phone. "She won't notice," he said. "She's broken." I stepped back, heart pounding. In the morning, I confronted him. Did I give up my shares? He looked calm. Technically. Technically? My voice shook. He smiled, taking my hands. Trust me, Lena. This is for us. I wanted to argue, but my throat closed. I don't recognize myself, I said. I used to decide things. You still do, he replied. You decided to trust me. Margaret showed up unannounced. Lena, this ends now. Ethan crossed his arms. You're upsetting her. I'm trying to save her, Margaret snapped. From what? He asked. From you. I laughed nervously. Please stop fighting. Margaret turned to me. Check the dates. Check the clauses. I shook my head. I can't. You won't, Ethan corrected. Because you choose peace. Margaret's voice softened. Your father would be furious. Don't, I said sharply. Don't use him. She looked wounded. I'm sorry. After she left, Ethan locked the door. See what stress does to you? I hate conflict, I whispered. That's why you need me. I sat on the floor. Papers scattered around me. Numbers swam in front of my eyes. I feel stupid. You're grieving, he said again. Anyone would be lost. What if I make the wrong choice? I asked. You already did, he said, smiling. You chose me. That night, I stared at the ceiling and repeated his words like a prayer. I told myself love meant safety. I told myself silence meant strength. Somewhere deep inside, a voice screamed, but I buried it. Being alone felt worse than being wrong. When morning came, I watched Ethan leave with my father's briefcase in his hand, and I told myself this was temporary. I told myself everything would return to me. I didn't know I had just given it all away. I smiled through the pain, convincing myself this sacrifice would save my future. I walked into the company building like I had done dozens of times before. The lobby smelled the same. The floor looked the same. Everything felt familiar until a hand stopped me. Miss, your access card? The guard asked. I'm Lena Harper, I said. This is my father's company. He scanned the screen and frowned. Your access has been revoked. That's impossible, I said. Check again. He did. I'm sorry, ma'am. I pushed past him. Ethan? I called. My heels echoed as whispers filled the hallway. A voice floated from the conference room. I'm happy to announce my engagement, Ethan said. Applause followed. To Sophia Reed, he continued. My chest burned. I stepped inside. What did you just say? Ethan turned slowly. Lena. Sophia stood beside him, smiling, her hand wrapped around his arm. You're engaged? I asked. Yes, he said calmly. I laughed once. You're joking. Sophia tilted her head. Should we know her? I'm his girlfriend, I said. Or I was. Ethan sighed. This isn't the place. This is exactly the place, I snapped. You took my company. Now you take her? Sophia smiled politely. I don't take leftovers. My hands shook. How long? Long enough, Ethan said. I whispered. You said you loved me. I said what you needed to hear, he replied. While I was grieving? You were useful, he said. The room went silent. Useful? I repeated. You needed support, he said. I needed access. Sophia laughed softly. I stepped closer. I trusted you. And you weren't strong enough, he said. I need a partner, not a burden. Sophia squeezed his arm. I stand beside him. I looked around. Faces avoided mine. One man watched quietly near the window. Our eyes met. He didn't smile. He didn't judge. Later, I would learn his name was Daniel Wright. In that moment, he only watched. I asked, did you ever feel guilty? Ethan shrugged. Guilt doesn't build empires. Sophia added, ambition does. I felt small. So, I'm nothing? Ethan didn't answer. Sophia did. Your history. Security appeared. Ma'am, you need to leave. This is my father's company, I said again. Ethan looked away. Not anymore. I stared at him. You promised to protect me. I protected myself, he replied. I backed toward the door. I hope you lose everything. Sophia laughed. Dream big. As I turned, Daniel spoke quietly. Miss Harper. I stopped. I'm sorry, he said simply. That almost broke me. Outside, the doors closed behind me. The world felt too loud, too bright. I pressed my hands to my face. My phone buzzed. A message from Ethan appeared. Please don't make this difficult. I deleted it. I stood there shaking, realizing the truth. In one morning, I lost my father's legacy, the man I loved, and the future I believed in. I had walked in as Lena Harper. I walked out as nothing. After that day, my life fell apart quietly. No screaming. No drama. Just doors closing one by one. The apartment wasn't mine anymore. My card declined at the counter. The landlord said, "You have 3 days." I nodded like it didn't matter. Clara found me packing. "Come stay with me," she said. "I don't want charity," I replied. "This isn't charity. This is friendship." "I don't deserve it," I said. She stared at me. "Stop punishing yourself." "I didn't lose," I snapped. "I gave it away." She reached for my arm. "Lena, please. Don't look at me like that," I said. "Like what?" "Like I'm weak." "You're hurting." "I pushed you away," I admitted. "Just leave." She left crying. The door clicked shut, and the silence felt earned. I sat on the floor with my suitcase open, Ethan's voice looping in my head. "You were useful. You're a burden. You chose me." I whispered. "I trusted you." The room didn't answer. I walked through the city, with nowhere to go. My phone buzzed once. Clara again. I turned it off. Shame burned hotter than hunger. I passed couples laughing, offices glowing, lives moving forward without me. That night, rain soaked my hair and jacket. Cars rushed past like they were late to better lives. I stood at the edge of the road, staring at the blur of headlights. "If I disappear," I said softly, "no one will care." My father's face appeared in my mind. "Lena, be brave." "I tried," I whispered. A memory of Ethan followed. "Trust me." I did. My legs felt heavy. My thoughts felt empty. I stepped forward without deciding to. A horn blared. Someone shouted. Light filled my vision. Impact came fast. Pain didn't. Just pressure. Weightlessness. As I fell, one thought surfaced clearly. I trusted the wrong man. Darkness wrapped around me. There was no tunnel. No voices. Just silence. I thought of Clara's hand reaching for me. I thought of my father's smile. I thought of everything I never said. Then even thoughts faded. No anger. No fear. Just nothing. If this was the end, it felt quiet. And for the first time since the funeral, the world finally stopped hurting. I woke up gasping, my chest rising too fast, my hands clutching the sheets. "Dad," I shouted. The room was familiar. Too familiar. Pale walls. Old bookshelf. The small crack near the window. "This isn't possible," I whispered. The door opened. "Lena? Why are you yelling this early?" I froze. My heart slammed against my ribs. "Dad," I said again. He stood there, alive, confused, wearing his old blue shirt. "What's wrong with you?" he asked. I jumped out of bed and ran into his arms. "You're here," I cried. "You're really here." Hey, he said, patting my back. "Did you have a nightmare?" "I lost you," I said. "I lost everything." He laughed softly. "I'm right here." I pulled away and stared at his face. No hospital lines. No pale skin. No coffin. "What day is it?" I asked. "Tuesday," he said. "Why?" "What year?" "Are you feeling sick?" "Please," I begged. 7 years ago, he answered slowly. My legs gave out. I sat on the bed, shaking. 7 years, I whispered. He touched my forehead. "You're warm." "I'm alive," I said. He sighed. I'll make breakfast. Call me if you need anything. When he left, I stared at the calendar. The date was clear.
The past.
My past. I died, I said softly. Memories crashed into me. Ethan's smile. His lies. His voice calling me useful. Sophia's eyes. The boardroom. The street. The headlights. I pressed my hands to my face. I'm back. My father returned with toast. You look like you saw a ghost. I saw the future, I said. He chuckled. Drink your tea. I grabbed his hand. Promise me something. What? Trust me, even if I change. He studied me. You've always been stubborn. I won't be weak again, I said. I spent the day watching him, listening to every word, memorizing his laugh. That night, I whispered names into the dark. Ethan Cole. Sophia Reed. I remembered every step, every contract, every moment I stayed silent. This time, I said, I won't beg. The next morning, Ethan texted me. Good morning, Lena. I stared at the screen. My hands were steady. Good morning, I replied. My reflection looked the same, but I wasn't. I know what you'll do, I told myself. I know how you'll smile. I hugged my father before leaving. You're acting strange, he said. I'm grateful, I replied. Outside, the world felt new and cruel at the same time. I won't rush revenge, I whispered. I'll survive first. I listed my rules quietly.
Don't trust blindly.
Don't sign in grief. Don't disappear for love. My sadness hardened into resolve. I'll grow strong, I said. When the time comes, I'll take back my father's legacy, my life, my name. Not loudly. Not quickly. Slowly did I stop crying where people could see me. I stopped arguing. I started listening. Aunt Margaret noticed first. You're quieter, she said. I'm learning, I replied. She placed a book in front of me. Finance Basics. I'll read it, I said. You'll hate it. I hate being ignorant more. We met twice a week. Ask questions, she told me. Even stupid ones? Especially those. I asked. I listened. I took notes. This clause matters, she said. Because control hides there, I answered. She smiled. Good. At night, I studied my father's company records. You built this, I whispered. I won't lose it again. Ethan returned like nothing had happened. Long time, he said, smiling. You've been busy, I replied. Always. He leaned closer. You seem different. Do I? Quieter. I grew up. He laughed. I liked you softer. I smiled back. People change. Inside, my stomach twisted. I remembered every lie. I remembered how his hands guided mine to sign away my future. I forced my face to stay calm. Want coffee? He asked. Sure, I said. He talked about plans. Big moves. Big money. That sounds impressive, I said. He preened. You always believed in me. I still do. I lied.
He reached for my hand.
I didn't pull away.
See, he said.
Still Lena. Yes, I replied softly. Later, Aunt Margaret asked, why keep him close? So, he won't see me coming, I said.
She studied me.
Be careful. I will. At a meeting, a new consultant joined us. Daniel Wright, he said, nodding. Lena Harper, I replied. He watched quietly while others spoke. You understand these numbers, he said suddenly. I'm learning, I answered. Learning fast, he said. Afterward, he walked beside me. You're pretending. I stopped. Pretending what? To be harmless. My heart jumped. You're mistaken. He smiled slightly. Maybe. Ethan interrupted. Daniel likes to observe. I do, Daniel said. Patterns reveal everything. I met his gaze. He knew more. Not everything, but enough. Be careful who you trust, he added. That night, I stared at the ceiling. Stay silent, I told myself. Stay patient. I practiced smiling. I practiced agreeing. You're so easy now, Ethan said one evening. Am I?
Yes.
less trouble. I laughed lightly. You always hated trouble. I hated weakness, he corrected. I nodded. Then you'll be pleased. Inside, my resolve sharpened. I wasn't weak. I was waiting. Every lesson, every conversation, every lie I swallowed became armor. Ethan underestimated me. That was my greatest advantage. I would let him believe I was still the same girl. Silence was my shield now, and soon it would become my weapon. I let Ethan believe the story was repeating. You're really trusting me now, he said. Ethan came to my door after midnight. I knew it was him before I opened it. You shouldn't be here, I said. Please, he whispered. Just listen. I stepped aside. 5 minutes. He sat on the edge of the couch, rubbing his hands. Things got complicated. You mean exposed, I replied. He laughed weakly. You always twist words. I learned from you. He looked up. I made mistakes. That's not an apology. I'm not good at those, he said. Silence stretched between us. They're pulling out, he finally said. Who? The investors. I nodded. I know. You know everything now, he said bitterly. He leaned forward. You can fix this. Why would I? Because you're good, he said quickly. Because you're loyal. My chest tightened. You called me useful. I was angry. You meant it. He looked away. I didn't think you'd survive without me. I didn't, I said. Once. He swallowed. Help me, Lena. Help you lie again? Help me stabilize things. I opened a folder on the table. Do you recognize these?
His face drained.
Where did you get that? From the records you ignored. I slid papers toward him. You moved funds illegally, I said. That's exaggerated. You forged signatures. I continued. You signed them. Under manipulation. He slammed his hand down. You're ruining me. You ruined yourself, I replied. His voice broke. Sophia left. I know. She said I'm toxic. She's honest when it benefits her. He laughed shakily. She packed her things tonight. I said nothing. You're enjoying this, he accused. I'm enduring it, I said. He stood up. I loved you.
No, I said.
You used me. That's the same thing to some people. Not to me. He dropped back onto the couch. Tell me what to do. Tell the truth. He stared at me. That will destroy me. It will end the damage. He shook his head. You want revenge. I want accountability. My phone buzzed. Clara's message lit the screen. They're officially withdrawing. I showed it to him. He closed his eyes. I'm finished. You're exposed. I corrected. He whispered. You could save me. I could lie for you, I said. I won't. Tears ran down his face.
I was scared, he said.
So was I. He reached for my hand. I pulled back. I don't hate you, I said quietly. That hurts more, he replied. Another message appeared. Daniel's name. Board meeting confirmed. Evidence accepted. Ethan saw it. You planned this. I prepared for truth, I said. He laughed hollowly. You always did love honesty. I learned to love myself first. He stood slowly. So this is it? This is consequence. At the door he paused. If you forgive me, maybe I can forgive myself. Forgiveness isn't rescue, I said. He nodded once and left. I locked the door and leaned against it, shaking. My heart hurt, not for what he lost, but for what I almost lost again. Revenge would have felt sharp and quick. Truth felt heavy and slow, but it was clean. I chose it anyway. I looked at the folder in my hands. This ends tonight, I whispered. For the first time, I didn't feel powerful. I felt free. The boardroom was full when I walked in.
No one stopped me this time.
Aunt Margaret stood and said, Let's begin. Ethan sat at the far end, shoulders tight, eyes dull. You're late, he muttered. I'm right on time, I replied. Margaret cleared her throat. The court has approved the reversal. Murmurs filled the room. What reversal? Ethan asked sharply. The transfer of authority, she said. It was obtained under coercion. That's a lie, he snapped. It's documented, she replied. I placed the folder on the table. Every signature. Every date. Ethan looked at me. You planned this for years. I prepared, I said. An investor spoke. Control returns to Lena Harper. Another added. Effective immediately. Ethan stood. You can't do this. I already did, I replied. He laughed bitterly. You think this makes you powerful? I think it makes things right. Margaret continued. Mr. Cole is removed from all executive roles. Silence followed. Daniel finally spoke. This decision protects the company. Ethan glared at him. You were on her side. I was on the company's side, Daniel said. I looked at him. Why help me? He met my eyes. I respected your father. My throat tightened. Thank you. Ethan scoffed. So this is loyalty? This is consequence, Daniel replied. Security approached Ethan. You don't have to touch me, Ethan said, straightening his jacket. He turned to me. Say something. I shook my head. You won, he said. I finished, I corrected. He searched my face. No speech? No victory smile? I don't need one. Margaret said calmly. Meeting adjourned. People filed out quietly. Daniel paused beside me. You did well. I did what I had to. Ethan lingered near the door. I built this. You exploited it, I replied. He stepped closer. I gave you purpose. You took my voice. He laughed softly. You're colder now. I'm clearer. His eyes dropped. What happens to me? You face what you avoided. He looked around the empty room. You don't hate me. No, I said. I outgrew you. That hurt him more than anger. After he left, I stood alone at the head of the table. Margaret touched my shoulder. Your father would be proud. I hope so, I said. Daniel asked, what's next? Stability, I replied. I signed the final document. My name felt steady. Lena Harper, I said aloud. The company was mine again. Not because I fought loudest, but because I endured longest. I didn't chase Ethan's collapse or wait for his regret. I watched him walk away smaller than before, carrying the weight he once placed on me. I felt no triumph, no joy, no revenge. Just forward motion. I gathered my papers and left the room. The hallway lights felt brighter. People nodded with respect, not pity. I didn't look back to see if Ethan was watching. I didn't need to. My father's legacy was no longer something I mourned. It was something I carried. The hospital corridor smelled like disinfectant and sunlight. My father squeezed my hand and said, You did good. I learned from you, I replied. He smiled weakly. You learned faster. I had to, I said. He studied my face. You're not angry anymore. I'm not broken anymore. He nodded. That's all I wanted. I leaned in. Rest. I'll handle the rest. Outside, my phone buzzed nonstop. Daniel's message read, Board stable. Future's clear. I typed back, Thank you. Margaret called. I'm proud of you. I know, I said softly. When I reached the lobby, Ethan was waiting. He stepped forward. Lena, please. I kept walking. Just a minute, he said louder now. I stopped but didn't turn. What? I asked. I never meant for it to go this far. It always goes this far, I replied. He moved beside me. I lost everything. You gambled everything, I said. He swallowed. I loved you. You loved control. That's not fair, he said. Neither was what you did. He looked desperate. Say something real. This is real. He stepped in front of me. Look at me. I met his eyes briefly. You won, he said. I chose myself, I replied. He laughed weakly. So that's it. That's enough. His voice cracked. I don't know who I am without you. That was never my responsibility. People stared. I didn't care. You changed, he said. I survived. He reached for my arm. Lena. I stepped back. Don't. Silence stretched between us. I thought rebirth meant revenge, he said. It meant clarity, I replied. He nodded slowly. I see that now. I hope so. I walked past him. He didn't follow. Outside, the air felt lighter. Daniel called. You okay? I am, I said honestly. He paused. You sound free. I am. I sat in my car without turning the engine. My father was alive. My future was mine. I remembered the girl I was. Quiet, apologetic, shrinking. She didn't disappear.
She evolved.
Betrayal didn't make me cruel. It made me precise. I didn't burn bridges. I learned which ones were never real. Ethan didn't haunt my thoughts. He belonged to a chapter one had finished reading. I started the car. At the exit, I caught my reflection in the mirror. I said aloud, "You're enough." The words didn't shake. The city moved forward, and so did I. No applause. No vengeance. No fear. Just choice. Just truth. Rebirth didn't make me heartless. It taught me my worth.